You see women's spears, for sure.
Excuse me. Did you see
There's
the
free water upstairs.
I hear Adriana's walking.
I brought some tissues in case it was emotional.
After my thorough production meeting and the excuses and the how should I call them? The excuses came in and I assessed the situation. I gave the notes, the creative notes. I am happy to report that I can hear myself in my speakers, in my monitors without a problem. Everything was addressed. Everything was clear. Test 1 2, test 1 2, test 1 2. I hear me and only once. I want to thank Miss Viewers of View for giving me an awesome interview yesterday. We absolutely loved it, Miss View. I love speaking with you. Let our hair down and just do the damn thing. Thank you for being so gracious to come through and support, and also let the children know how your experience was while you sipped on an orange juice and some vodka. Take a screenshot of the settings. You know, I can't even tell you, because I'm a techie, so I can't even tell you what exactly it was. You know, we do have a lot of programs that come in, Miss View, right? So I have a couple different, and so sometimes once in a while, a program will do a update and it will clash with whatever I have. Like I stream with a software, I do the audio through another piece of software. Then I have editing software that when I do videos and things like that, when I edit videos and post videos that I use, all of those settings have different configurations for the input and output of the microphone and earphones and all that. And so sometimes they conflict with each other, or sometimes something might update in the background and turn settings on and off. So he fixed it. He fixed it indeed. Like right now, look at this thing. There's definitely something going on because that track just started playing and I did not hit the track to play. I hit the applauses. But anyway, so thank you. Let's see, and tape it to the machine. Therefore, I love a hug. Okay, so today we were supposed to, Miss View, we were supposed to go into downtown and get pampered. And then we were going to go to the Brazilian steakhouse and have some churrasco and all sorts of meats and all that. We were going on a date. But there was a tornado warnings here in New York. Flooding has happened. Flash floods. People had to be rescued in Queens by the fire people, because the cars were on the water. People had to climb on top of their cars. Just really crazy. So we were not able to go get the pampering. I had to cancel it. Which I always feel ways about. I rarely cancel appointments and things like that, but when I do have to cancel appointments, I feel really, really bad, Miss View, because I don't go to the walk-in and sit down, take a ticket and sit down and who's next. And I usually, I do these things and they're booked and the service is top of the line. Some will call it VIP. So if I made an appointment, they have taken that time for me and Hulk. And so for me to cancel day of just a couple of hours, I feel so bad because it's like that, you're cutting into the person's profit. You know what I'm saying? But, given that it was nearly a state of emergency and everything that was going on and a lot of lightning, and they started, Miss View, they started sending text messages saying that they may take the electricity away again. And if there's down trees and shit like that, the internet was going to go again. Drop a bomb on the utilities going away. Miss View says someone died from the smoke. Also, oh my God, I did hear that. There were a lot of people in the emergency room. A lot of the asthmatics and things like that. I stayed indoors. The good thing about the rain that came is that I'm hoping that it clear all the smog that was in the air and all that, and just wash all this, because it's not just a smog. It's like we were living inside of a jar where they were blowing cigarette smoke hour after hour after hour. You know, having to go to the back to the N95s and the whole night. It was a lot. So at least the water washed that down. It was a lot of fucking water. A lot of water. A lot. Like, there's flooding everywhere. I don't think there's down trees, and obviously my internet is working, and my lights and all that are still here. So I'm glad for that. But I think we have gone through the worst of the storm already. It has come and gone, but there were like 3 different periods of time where it was just so intense, and then it would clear, and then it will come back even stronger. It was a mess. So we had to postpone everything. I guess I'll schedule the things for next month, because next week I have my standing Brazilian wax. And that's another thing. I don't like to go out and spend the whole day doing pampering shit and doing that. I like to just, like, okay, on this day it'll be this one thing. On the following weekend, it'll be this one thing. Because I just don't want to be tracing up and down all over the city. Okay, haircut, and then pedicure, then facial, then something to eat, then, a little cocktail here and there, and then get back home. I don't want to do that. I don't want to spend 8 hours in the city, going from location to location. I like to just, like, get in and get the fucks out. I usually take the first appointment on everything, because I want to be outside when they're rolling up the gate. Okay? I don't want to be third on the day, so that if somebody's running late, then everybody gets pushed back. I'm not doing that. I am going, hi, let's go. You want me to turn these lights on? Click, click, click. I turn the lights on. Okay, I'm saying now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be in and the fucks out. Plus, I also want the people to be fresh with the energy. The people who are providing the service, I don't want them tired. I don't want them upset. I want them to just be bright and early and with energy. Okay, let's, that. Because I feel like as the day progresses and people get tired, I mean, it's a job. So, of course, they're going to get tired. The skills might start, depleting a little bit. That shape up might start looking a little crooked and shit. Like, I don't want any of that. I want to just get me in and get me the fucks out. With that said, we are here today for we're gonna do some missed connections in New York City. I'm trying to do my best to connect people in this city. I really am. I it's the city that never sleeps. It's a lot of different people, a lot of different stories, and why not? Why not? So we are on the Miss You board, and the first one says, this one is out of Mount Sinai, the hospital. Okay, the hospital, Mount Sinai. Why are you trying to meet somebody in a hospital? It's beyond me, but I digress. This person goes, to the tall man with light caramel skin. We work in the same place, different departments. Our paths kept aligning over and over. Lingering glances, quiet smiles, unspoken understanding. Side note, understanding that you know that he has a wife. And here you are trying to connect. End of JC's rant. Going back to the text. We haven't said a word, yet the pull is undeniable. For who? For you. Your presence is calm, grounded, familiar, and committed to another woman. That's what draws me in. Yeah, we do know women who prefer to be the side chick. At Miss View, growing up, I saw a whole bunch of girls talk about they prefer to be the side chick because they don't have to take care of him on a full time. And they could just, once a week, he could just slide in. He'll give him some cash. And then she'll take care of him. And that they prefer to be the side girl. And in my head, I'm like, well, that sounded more like prostitution. If you have a standing appointment where he's gonna slide in, you're gonna service him, and he's gonna give you that Birkin bag with them shoes or whatever. That sounds to me like a prostitution whore situation. Just saying. I mean, I ain't ever sold coochie, but if, it sounds like that's how the coochie sold, right? I digress. I've trusted that when the timing opens, so will the moment, and so will the legs, I guess. Every time we're close, the universe interrupts because he's a married, committed man, possibly with children. That's why, because if you're so hot looking and he keeps staring at you and you keep eye fucking him when he walks down, the bald, caramel, tall, black man down the hall and he hasn't said anything to you, it's two things. Maybe his husband takes care of him in the best of ways, so he ain't into that. Or he possibly has a wife and some children. Every time we're close, the universe interrupts, almost like it's teasing us. But I know this. We will cross paths again soon. The conversation will happen naturally before the new year. We finally speak. Girl, if you don't get, you are calculating from 6 months from now. It's July, right? 6 months from now, girl. This is giving stalker, single white female shit. Until then, the energy is already there. Months went by again, continued with the lingering glances and quiet smiles. Whenever we were near each other or in each other's presence, one of us would look away too fast. At the taco truck, not the taco truck. At the taco truck, the bookstore, across the lobby, in the elevators, or waiting by for the elevators. The pull was there, the spark, but the nerves took over. I finally spoke in June 4th, to be exact. I finally had the courage to speak first while waiting for our respective elevator. We exchanged words, but not enough. Ooh, this man, baby, Miss View, if this ain't sexual harassment, I don't know what is. Sexual harassment at the workplace. She continues. And that was the last time I saw you, because he fucking ran out of there. He switched whole campuses, whole entire hospital, because he don't want to see you. In chances that we meet again, I won't hesitate, and I hope you won't. Don't miss your chance, y'all. Take the moment. Ego aside, you go for what and who you want. Okay, that was a missed opportunity. Okay, let's do another one. Around 6 p.m. on Friday the 17th. This was yesterday. Saturday? Yesterday. You look like you were on a blind date. Then why are you even interested? Oh my God, he's on a blind date. You look like you were on a blind date. Why then? How do you know it was a blind date? Just a date, but okay. You look like you were on a blind date and didn't look like there was a spark. I wanted to say hi. Are you fucking serious? The guy is on a date, whether there's a spark or not. Perhaps there's a lot of sparks, but in this particular date, they were having an argument. How about that? How about they've been together for a while and they're having an issue that particular time, yet and still they're still sitting in front of each other because they can't be away from each other. Miss View, these people. It was in the Spike Me movie, She's Gotta Have It. And when she said, you can't walk down the street with your man. We're now having 29,000 white bitches and they're gonna give up the pussy because their fathers kept them from it. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna get that. You remember that scene, Miss View, in the Spike Lee? You can't walk. Do you see how they look at her? You can't walk down the street with your man without having 29 fucking white bitches. You looked like you were on a blind date and didn't look like there was a spark. I wanted to say hi, but didn't want to look disrespectful. Obviously, you were a man late 20s, early 30s. Had perfect brown wavy hair, a dark blue navy shirt, and burgundy loafer. A loafer? A loafer? In New York City? A loafer? Outside the house, Miss View? Outside the house on a date, in public, a loafer? Immaculate style. According to who? You sat in the back terrace. I was sitting at the end of the bar. An Asian woman, 5'7", with jeans, white t-shirt, and the red 25 bag. You were gorgeous. Would love to see you again. I'm telling you. These people are just savages. All right, another one. This was on the number 2 train, Miss View. The number 2 train goes through all the way from Crown Heights, all the way from Flatbush, Brooklyn, goes all the way through Brooklyn, all the way through Manhattan. You know, it really gives you a good trip because you see all sorts of neighborhoods all the way from Brooklyn, from the roughest neighborhoods to the nicest neighborhoods. You go all the way to Brooklyn, then Lower Manhattan, right there by Wall Street, my stomping grounds, up and up the West Side Highway, into the South Bronx. It goes all the way through the South Bronx, the whole night. I go all the way to White Plains Road, all the way up there. So it gives you the Bronx, South Bronx, White Plains, South Bronx, Washington Heights, I have been on that train. Yeah, it takes you the whole, it's one of the longest trains. All right, so she was on the train. We were on the downtown 2 to 3 train. I got off at 14th Street, which, by the way, back in the day, 90% of the people getting off at 14th Street were, how are you doing? Okay. Miss View says, hide your purse, stay close to the first car. Absolutely. But you know what, Miss View? Now they have high definition cameras in every single cart, and NYPD has certain stations. NYPD has like a little booth, and every train that comes by, they pop their head in. They actually wait. They pop their head in a few of the cars, and then they signal, and then the car can pull off. So that's actually I've seen all of that in the news because I don't write the trains. No disrespect to whoever does. But let me tell you something. One of the measures of feeling accomplished in New York City is a few things, Miss View. At least for me, I'm speaking from the eye. For me. Don't fucking stone me if y'all don't, accept what I'm saying. One of the things that really solidified it for me were a few things. A, getting a college degree, my first college degree. B, having my own bachelor pad, and I called it the bachelor part because that's exactly what it was. When you think the word bachelor pad, when you think of that, Miss View, during the college year, exactly what it was. And then if you're able to, go from the bachelor pad to a penthouse with an in-unit washer and dryer stackable. Yes. We're making it. And then, Miss View, a rock in your finger and one of 2 Lexuses. which then discounts you from having to take the train. And in situations where you don't want to have the train, you don't want to take the train, then you go ahead and get yourself in a black car or in a car service or Uber or Lyft. I'm kind of boycotting Uber for other reasons. I'll discuss that in our next video. But yeah, you turned it. You turned it. Baby. Miss View, I wasn't turning it. I was twisting it. I was discombobulating it. I was nodding it. Turning was not the word. I was the whole nine. Let's go back to the text. I got off at 14th Street. You were petting that man's yellow dog on the seat. What? What? Oh no. Oh, we already know. It's the lack of melanation for me. We already know. Let's rewind this shit again. Let's rewind this shit again. You were on the downtown 2-3 train. I got off at 14th Street, possibly because you're homosexual. You were petting that man's yellow dog on the seat. I was talking to him even though I didn't know what he was saying. He was on drugs. What the fuck? God. So he was petting a drugs man's yellow dog, possibly a homeless person's dog, on the fucking train. Petting a stranger's dog on the train. And then takes that same hands and holds the paw and, like handles the... Oh, God. I didn't know what he was saying. He was on drugs. We all watch him smoke it. Wait, what? No, this is a joke. This has to be a joke. This has to be a fucking joke. Last time from the top, and I'm not going to, I need to just get through it. This is insane to me. We were on the downtown 2-3 train. I got off at 14th Street. You were petting that man's yellow dog on the seat. I was talking to him even though I didn't know what he was saying. He was on drugs. We all watch him smoke it. You didn't mind. Neither did I. I shook his hand when I left. You said my eye makeup was beautiful. I said the dog liked you. I turned around on the platform because I knew I should have gone back. The doors closed. The train left. I don't think we can top this, Miss View, tonight. I think this is... Are you listening to what is going on the 2 and 3 train, Miss View? You said hide your purse. I need my disinfectant. And I need a mask. Because the smoking of the crack pipe that they all watch him smoke... This is out of control. The caucasity of it all. It's the lack of melanation for me. Who the hell is petting somebody else's yellow dog on the 2 train? I was annoyed just to see people come in, unless it was somebody who needed, what are they called? Visually impaired dog. Not the dog is not visually impaired. They call the dog's name. They call the dogs a name. A guide dog? Is that what it's called? A guidance dog? That I don't have a mind. And I don't mind because those dogs know how to behave. They know how to control themselves. They just sit there and they have the little harness and all that. But, dogs that come in with like chains and just like, or, them walking them or whatever, that are not service animals. That's the word, service animals. Service animals require specific, I think they require specific breed, Miss View, right? Service dog, yes. The service dog, a support dog, right? Support/service dog. I think they're like a specific breed, and then they have to spend a certain amount of time in training and emotional support dog. Okay, so there's different names to it. Seeing eye dog, okay. And they have specific breeds. You're never going to see a pit bull as an emotional support dog or service dog. I don't, though some people will try shit. You're not going to see a chihuahua Those dogs tend to be more calm, and they when they come in, I've seen them be the dogs are kind of even more respectful than the other New Yorkers. Like they will find a little corner and just sit there and just look up, and somehow they know what stop to get off at and all that, or they counting, or he's counting, or that I don't have a problem with. For the drug man to come in, whip out his crack pipe, smoke it, everybody's watching, and then they petting the dog, and the girl is having a conversation with the crackhead who she knows is high, but she's, eyeballing the guy who's touching this is too much for me. Absolutely fucking, that's a lot going on. Disgusting. And then for her to come through and try to match this connection, and she talking about she should have turned around and went right back in. She knows she should have went back. Oh, what was that? Are those fireworks? Oh yeah, fireworks. Well, 4th of July is done. Why are they doing fireworks? Okay. 9:08. They got until 11 to enjoy their time before I be calling 311. Okay. I mean, I'll be nice. This is a thing. I have few houses down. We have a father of a lot of kids. He got like 8 motherfucking kids. Okay, 8 fucking kids. 8. I counted them as view. 8. He don't even have he has like a 15 passenger van, and that's where he loads them up, and because it's 8 of them plus the wife and him, and he got a 15 passenger van, and they all load up and load out of a 15 passenger van, Miss View. Okay. Now from my they call it a Florida room. From my Florida room, they call it that because it has this Windows 3 180 degrees. Is that what that is? 180 degrees, like not all around, not 360, but like all around, like left, right, front. I can see into everybody's other yards and stuff, right? So I'll be looking because I am the president of the neighborhood watch. In the words of Ian Glavin, not on my watch. Nothing weird is going to go on this block. As much taxes as we have to pay and shit? No. So I'll be looking. And, they be playing music now in the summer. But I was looking, and I said, because he had a pool back there. He had a pool, and I saw all 8 kids, plus there was more. They had a little... because I heard the music, and I'm like, why is the music going? So I went over there and I looked through my, my Florida room, and I said, you know what? That's a black man spending time with all of his 8 motherfucking kids. He built them a pool back there, Miss View. He has like a trampoline and a inflatable house. One time he brought the people in, and they inflated a house, and then it was there for like the weekend, and the kids were playing, and then they came back and disinflated the house and took it away. So he be putting stuff out there for the kids to play. So I was like, okay, I'm not gonna be that person. And I will say they do. Whenever they do their barbecues and stuff like that, it's on the weekends, and they shut everything down by 10:45, 11. The ordinance is 11, so by 10:45 they wind it down. Okay, now why they doing motherfucking fireworks July 18th? It's another 20. Okay, that's another dozen. But at least he's spending time with the children in the summer, and he's keeping them active, right? So I'm not going to be that person. I'm going to let them enjoy themselves. But anyway, this has been fun. I do this every night. Every night I do this. Thank you so much for coming through. I will see you guys tomorrow. Miss Viewers of You, thank you again for yesterday. Wonderful time yesterday. I hope you're doing good. You have a good day tomorrow. I will be back tomorrow. It's the start of a fresh, brand new week. We are, I think, almost halfway through the year, ladies and gentlemen. Halfway through the year, Miss View, and I saw in some stores they already putting Halloween shit up there. Miss View says, but 10:59, shut that shit down. Absolutely. That's what I was telling Hulk. I said that to Hulk. I said they got until 10 motherfucking 59. I had the phone in my hand and everything. And yes, they were there. It was done by 10:45. Actually, it was done. Anyway, all right. Hugs too. I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night. Peace.